IOC presidential candidate and World Athletics chief Sebastian Coe shared his vision for Africa in an interview leading up to the election. The double Olympic gold medalist says it's just a matter of time before the continent hosts major athletics and Olympic events.
It has been the same ambition that I recognized as a competitor. Some of my toughest competitors were from Africa. I was really in the vanguard of the African revolution in athletics. So I know the quality of athletics and the sport in Africa. And I have long since believed, particularly throughout the delivery of the London Games, where I was chair of the organizing committee, that Africa actually has the biggest potential for growing Olympic sport, for growing the Olympic movement, and for encouraging millions of young people into patterns of exercise and lifestyle that only sport can produce. And as president of the International Olympic Committee, if I am successful, I would want to continue and really turbocharge that thinking, because Africa really does have the potential to make a huge difference in the global footprint for Olympic sport and the Olympic movement and the values that the Olympic movement stands for. I know from World Athletics that since becoming president of the sport back in 2015, we have had 3 world championships in Africa. We've had the under-18s and the under-20 championships in Nairobi. We've had the World Cross Country Championships in Kampala. I introduced the first Diamond League event into Africa in Rabat. And we've had 2 very effective continental tour events, including Botswana and Kenya. So I know the importance of creating a track record for onward momentum and growth in the sport. It's been my long-held ambition that we want, at the right moment, a World Athletics Championships, a full outdoor championships in Africa. I've seen evidence that that is becoming more realistic by the year. I think for those of us who recognize the impact that Olympic sport can have, both in sport and in the development of young people, their lifestyles, their health, their physical well-being, even their financial well-being, that we should have ambitions to want to stage an Olympic Games in Africa. And a Youth Olympic Games is a very important rung on that ladder. If we want the Olympic Games, we want the Games to be the Games we really want them to be, then we do have to make some adaptations. And I know from my time at World Athletics that there is no one size that fits all. You know, in a world of over 200 countries that make up the Olympic movement, a few more actually in athletics, I know from experience that you have to be very careful how you deliver your development programs. They need to be delivered according to need, and sometimes delivered in accordance to the potential that those countries are able to show. And for me, the challenge going forward is always to make sure that it is done collaboratively. You cannot achieve these measures, you cannot achieve these objectives if we're all moving at different paces. So as I said the other day in Lausanne, and I've consistently said, it is really important that we drive greater collaboration across all our stakeholders, our national Olympic committees, our international federations. Athletes really become partners, commercial partners, that we work closely with our sponsors that should be seen as commercial collaborative partners, and our broadcasters. All of these stakeholders can help us move together at the same pace, and actually in a more collaborative and ultimately a more fruitful way. So building teams is what I've always done. I like to think I've done that pretty successfully, whether as president of the National Olympic Committee or president of the organizing committee in London, and of course the bid team that won that, and of course my last 10 years at World Athletics.